Hi, my name's Shelley, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a hooded striped cardigan for a baby. The size I'm demonstrating is 6 months approximately. So I'm using 4.5mm needles for the rib, and then I'm moving on to 5mm for the main body. And we're going to start with the back, and it's double aran weight, sorry. And we're going to cast on 49 stitches. And now we're just going to work 8 rows in knit 1, purl 1, rib. So knit 1, purl 1, and knit 1, purl 1 to the end, and then do another 7 rows in rib. We're now going to begin to work in stocking stitch, which is 1 row of knit and 1 row of purl. And all you're going to do is 6 rows of the colour we just used for the ribbing, and then you're going to break that colour and join in your second colour and do 6 rows of that, and then you can use as many or as few colours as you like. I've used 4 colours, so I'm going to be doing 6 rows of each until the work measures 6.5 inches. So 6 rows of each colour until the work measures 6.5 inches. So next we're going to cast off 5 stitches at the beginning of the next 2 rows. So that's 5 stitches cast off, and then we're going to cast off 5 at the beginning of the next row, and then all you need to do is work straight until the armhole measures 4.5 inches. So now we're going to move on to the right front. So to begin, just cast on 23 stitches. And basically you're just going to follow the same pattern as the back up into the armhole shaping. So cast on 23, work 8 rows of knit 1, purl 1, rib, and then the alternate colours, and when it comes up to the same size as the armholes on the back, we can then start shaping. So now we're going to begin shaping the armhole, and as this is the right front, we're going to begin by casting off 5 stitches on the wrong side of the work for the armhole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then continue to work straight in the stripes until the armhole measures 2.5 inches. So now we're going to join in the green, and we're going to cast off 5 stitches at the opposite side to the armhole shaping. And then just knit to the end of this row, and then followed by decreasing the stitch at the neck hole edge on every. So now we're going to start on sleeves. This is the first one. Obviously make 2 identical, and we're going to cast on 33 stitches. So now we're going to work in stocking stitch, and keeping the stripes the same as for the back fronts. You're going to increase 1 stitch at the end of the 5th and every following 4th row until you have 47 stitches. So yeah, increase at the beginning and end of each of the 5th, and then every following 4th row until you have 47 stitches. So after the increases, continue straight until your work measures approximately 7 inches, and then we're going to place a marker. We're going to place a marker at each end of the last row, and then we're going to work a further 6 rows and cast off. So we've finished the sleeve, and now we're going to start the hood. So using the colour that you started the other pieces with, we're going to cast on 93 stitches. And when you've casted on the stitches, work 8 rows in the same rib that we did for all the other pieces. So 8 rows of knit 1, purl 1, rib. So now we're going to work in stocking stitch, but we're going to decrease. So knit 2 together at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row, and then repeat that on every knit row, decrease at each end of every knit row until you have 73 stitches. So just continue to work in stocking stitch. So yeah, it'll be about 10, and obviously when you've done the last decrease, you need to purl a row as well. So now we've ended on a purl row. The work measures 7 inches, and what we're going to do now is shape the back of the hood. So we're going to cast off 7 stitches at the beginning of the next 8 rows. So just continue working, casting off 7 stitches at the beginning of the next 8 rows. And then we're just going to cast off the remaining stitches, and that will be the hood finished. And then we're going to go on to joining the shoulder seams, I nearly said soldier, so that we can do the front borders. So yeah, finish off the hood and then join the shoulder seams of the back and the fronts of the cardigan. So next we're going to pick up and knit 43 stitches along the front edge of either the right side or the left side, depending on your preference. So pick up and knit 43 stitches and end at the beginning of the neck shaping, and then work 3 rows in knit 1, purl 1, rib. So now we're going to knit 1, purl 1, and then we're going to cast off 2 stitches. So another knit 1, purl 1, cast off, and knit 1, cast off, and then work 7 rows in rib, cast off 2 stitches again, and then repeat that another time, and then cast off 2 stitches just before the last 2 stitches. That way you should have some nice even buttonholes. So on the next row we're going to rib 2 and then rib and a third, and when you get to the space where you've cast off 2 stitches, what you need to do is turn your work around and put an extra stitch on and put an extra stitch on, and then turn your work back the other way and just continue to work knit stitches into the knit stitches and purl stitches into the purl stitches, and each time you get to the buttonhole space just turn your work, cast on 2 and then turn back and continue. And then after this row work another 2 rows and then cast off, and then all that remains after that is to sew on the buttons. Obviously you need to do another band down the other side. Obviously you don't need to do buttonholes for that one. And then sew in the sleeves, sew the sides together, and then sew on the hood from this edge here across right to there, and then across to the other edge here somewhere. So yeah, sew on the hood and then finally sew on the buttons.